Hi everybody, Auvbri here. Welcome to the remake of the behemoth that is Goth Manor. Now, these Goth builds in every single iteration of The Sims are iconic. The Goth family are iconic, so you need to treat them as such. And I feel like there has been a disservice to the Goth house in The Sims 4. I know they have went in and actually updated it a little bit afterwards, but I still feel like it's not what the Goth Manor should look like. So I actually decided to, as part of the rebuild series that I'm doing, to go in, completely redo the Goth Manor, but make it into a manor that makes a little bit more sense, is way more grand and like big, is more gothic as well, but still has that element of the original in it. So actually, I needed a bit more space than where the original lot sits. So as you can see, the manor that I'm building, the Goth Manor, is actually right next to the original one. So you can kind of follow along and see where the original and what that looks like and what my version looks like. So first off, inspiration-wise, I have pulled a little bit from different places, but mostly I just pulled from imagination. And for the exterior as well, I wanted it to be more gothic. So what they actually used in the original build was more of a like a gray brick. I wanted to get rid of that because I don't know why. For me, it wasn't looking gothic enough. They have all these weird balconies that is not actually used for anything. Like there's some chairs out there, but they don't really use it for much else. I wanted to also get rid of that. I wanted to give them a much grander entrance. I wanted them to have a much more statement piece of a house from the exterior and the front of the build. I also wanted them to have a bigger garden with like a family graveyard. So in my rebuild of the worlds, I actually went in and across the driveway or the road from this build is actually the graveyard and the cathedral or church. That kind of fits in really well with this whole vibe. So I haven't really decided what to build next to the Goth Manor here. On the original lots, I haven't decided that yet. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section down below. But I think it's definitely a step up. So when I showed it to Martin, he was like, yeah, that's a pretty huge upgrade. I think it turned out really good. So I was messing around with the roofing pieces here for a little while because I knew I also wanted to have a bell tower type of thing. Seeing that you can only build 4 stories in The Sims 4 before it actually starts to be at the maximum height where apparently it is too high for the game. I needed to kind of cheat the system because I wanted more grandeur. I wanted it to be larger. We already had it on a foundation. I didn't want the foundation to be crazy high as well. I also wanted to have these towers go around the place to really emphasize the Gothic manor. Now, the original build, they went in around with lots and lots of these rounded windows, but in wood. I don't know. For me, it just doesn't fit. So I actually went in with these more gothic, old school looking windows that has this very, very distinctive look to it. So you're definitely not confused as to where and how they came here. So again, it's definitely a vibe. You can see it's this, instead of wooden windows from the original, it's these iron windows with the iron framing. I did contemplate maybe using some of the broken ones. So that window, the big ones that I've used on the towers, it actually comes with a swatch where like some of the windows are broken instead. But I feel like, that maybe that's a little bit too far because the Goth family is also wealthy. So let's not push it. We come into the build with this grand entrance. So I go a little back and forth between the inside and the outside, as per custom of my videos, but mostly I try to keep inside. So in the back of the build, we have this, what I think is really, really cool. We have this open space. What do you call that though? I'm blanking on the words in English and in Danish at the same time, which is really bad. Where we have this glass roofing, we have these beautiful windows going all around to let in all of this natural looking light and really open up the space. One of the towers houses this staircase that goes up to the roof. The roof is fully functional. And I'm gonna come back to that. I honestly, I'm having a bit of trouble remembering the in which order I built stuff, because I went back and forth so much, and it's also built over multiple times, as you can probably see from the cuts in the clips. But the roofing is fully functional. I put some stuff up there. You can walk around. I made sure to also make a pathway going through the roof as well. So that kind of makes sense. We have this balcony that's actually not functional on this side because I was like, what do you put out here? So I didn't leave a doorway so you could go outside, at least not to the one on the first floor. The ground floor is fully functional. You can use it to whatever you like. I wanted the garden in this place though. I wanted the garden to be bigger and grander than before. That's really the emphasis for this whole build, compared to the original. I wanted more grandeur, more. I just wanted more. The same with the front entrance here. So I made this cool design. We have the gargoyles, everything. I'm gonna put in some lampposts, but it's very it's a grand, big front entrance, and we have this very intimidating open arch area with the staircases leading up, and we have some overgrown stuff going on, some more creepy plants from the vampire expansion as well. So the vampire expansion pack and the life and death expansion pack actually came really in handy in this build. They were kind of essential to reaching the what should we call it, the feel and look that I really wanted to have. So I am really bad at names in The Sims 4, in The Sims in general. I remember there is the Goth family. I remember Mortimer and Bella, but that's kind of it. I don't remember what the other names are called. Also, because The Sims 4, the lore doesn't exist in the same plane as The Sims 1, 2, and 3. So there is a bit of a lore difference there, which kind of confuses me. So if you know your lore at all, The Sims 3 actually takes place before The Sims 2 and before before Bella Goth actually disappears. So that's kind of, The Sims 3 is a prequel where you see Bella as a young child. So it kind of, fits in. I don't know where The Sims 4 fits in this whole plane, but there is a room for the two adults. There is a room for the teenager, and there is a room for the little child. Again, I only remember Bella's name, maybe Mortimer, but I'm not sure if that is the child or the husband. Don't quote me on that at all. But the kitchen here, I love the way that this kitchen looks. So it turned out so good. We used a lot of these very moody colors in here, taking a lot of inspiration from the OG builds, but kind of, making it bigger, grander, more. It was a lot of this red color scheme with the blacks, and some of the rooms had the whites in them as well. So that's really what I tried to go for throughout the build, but putting my own spin on it, but still making it feel like the Goth residence. So the whole of the downstairs is, of course, you've seen the kitchen, dining space now. We have a room, a dedicated room just for a piano, because what is more grand than having so much extra space that you can just chuck a piano into one of the rooms? Like, honestly, for me, that is just so extra and I love it. So that's what I did as well. We have the front entrance that we just completed. That not much is actually going into the front entrance. I do put some, seating area and some different decorative pieces in there, but mostly that's just it, because in the grand design of things, keeping it very minimal and simple actually makes it look grander. So that's what I tried to do in each of the rooms, because we have these huge rooms. You could just fill it up and chuck a lot of stuff in there, but that's just not the vibe. That's not the vibe of the original build, and that's not the vibe that I'm going for here. I really do want to keep the spirit of the OG build in this one as well. So we have these great big windows. We have different styles going on here. So we have the more muted with the blacks, the grays, and somewhat cream colored couches. But in the other end of this room, we have like a little seating area. There's a bathroom you can go into. We have a more designated sit here and read your damn book area. And of course, in between the kitchen and the living room, we have a laundry room, because if you wanted to, maybe one of the towers could actually be a little bedroom for a butler. I don't know. It's totally up to you. I didn't put it in so there is room for a butler or like a bed, but there is definitely room to make one of those tower rooms into like a functioning bedroom for a butler if you wanted to. Going into the other room on the other side of the kitchen here, this is the piano room. Again, I don't know what is more bushy and have that look at us vibe than having just a room for a piano. That's it. Like, I think if there ever was a house that would have that, I feel like it's the Goth house, right? So that's what we did here. We put in this very ominous looking piano in here. Again, keeping with the darker tones, kind of trying to mix it up. So I used a lot of the furniture from the Life and Death expansion pack, because it just fits so well in here. We also used some stuff from the, I can never remember the kids, like the kid with the castle theme. Great stuff from there. But overall, I just mix and match a lot of different items to really create the feel and vibe that I really wanted to have. We have this very weird room off to the side from the entrance where I was like, we can make this into a little study area. That makes sense. It would make sense to have a little study where whoever can go in and just be alone. Going into the bathroom here, again, it's like I needed this room to be a bathroom. I luckily changed up the horrible wallpaper and tiling I had in there to something more in style with what I wanted. So I put a bathtub in there. It's very dark, but it's like it fits. The whole vibe, it fits. Going upstairs, continuing with the grand scheme. By the way, I have some screenshots from nighttime from the exterior as well, which looks fantastic. The lighting is just cool. But going upstairs here, we had this huge landing area. Landings in a mansion like this can be very tricky, because how do you actually make the landing functional without it looking super tacky? I wasn't sure what to do with that area at first, so I decided to tackle the parents' bedroom first. Now, the OG builds, it was more of the white colors in here. But it was a little drab, a little too meh for me. So I decided to mix it up, chose the white wallpaper and keep with the original build. But I went in with a lot of the Life and Death expansion pack items to really spruce it up. So we have this greenish color in here. We have the flower theme that is very ominous for a build like this as well. It kind of makes it look creepy without being super creepy. So it's that weird in between thing. So we have the huge bed in front of the fireplace in the back of the room. We have the big windows that lets in a lot of light. I put a seating area in there as well. They have their own bathroom, of course, with the same theme going out from the bedroom into the bathroom. So the green really carry on through. And then the teenage room, again, cannot remember the names. But her in the original build were more on the purple side. So I decided to make it more purple pinkish to try and find some items that actually fit in with, other items. Because what they used, and I realize it's a base game house, but what they used was just a little boring. I wanted to spruce it up. So I gave her kind of a similar style, but in a slightly different color theme. Still purple, but with pinkish in there as well. She has an ensuite bathroom, but it's also a bathroom that other people can use. So there's 2 entrances into that. Now I started to tackle the landing area, and I was like, you know what we haven't actually done in here is have just huge library areas, lots of bookcases, really have that feel of just, wow, a lot of stuff is going on here. So that's what I decided to do, because we have this when you walk up from the staircase. It's like, what do you do with a room like that? Bookcases. It makes it look really cool. On the side of the landings, not a lot of space. So seating areas, the grandfather clock as well. All that kind of stuff makes it look more full, but still in keep with the style. So it doesn't look empty, but it actually looks usable. Chess table, and lastly, I needed to tackle the children's room. Now, the children's room in the original was on the very top level. I actually decided to go with a different turn here. So he has his own room on the same floor as everybody else. He's not like banished to his own little tower on top of everything and just with like, you have to stay here vibes, but he's like, he got his own room. And here the game actually lagged for me. I was so afraid that it would crash, but it didn't. So as you can see, I swiftly moved on, saved the game, and then moved on to the exterior, and we're almost done with the build. So yeah, the child has his own ensuite bathroom as well. It's smaller, but it's there, fully functional. And then I started to place in the lighting. The backyard is almost done. There was a part that I didn't film because frankly I forgot to hit record, which is on me. But I just placed in some trees, more shrubbery. They have their little graveyard area themselves as part of the Goth family, and that's kind of it. So let's take a look at the build from above. So as you can see, the top level is fully functional. We have, staircase going up. There's seating areas. Here's the first floor with all the bedrooms, and the ground floor with all the different types of rooms that you need, like the kitchen and such. The front, I love the way that this turned out. I have to say, I'm really proud of this. I think it turned out so cool. It's definitely, in my opinion, in keeping with the style of the Goth family, but just leveled up enormously from the OG build. It definitely, for me, was the right choice to give them the bigger lot size next to it, and then I'm gonna have to figure out what to do where the OG lot is. Yeah, I don't have an idea right now, but something is cooking. So let me know what you would put in the original lot where the Goth family lives. it has to be something that fits in with the style, the graveyard, the church, and now this Gothic mansion as well. So yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that. But also, tell me what you think about the build in the comment section down below. I always love to hear what other people have to say. If you have any ideas, what would you do different? Let's start a conversation. And while you're down there, open the description box and hit that link to my other channel, my vlogging channel. I am having so much fun vlogging everything, so it's just my day-to-day life. You can go check it out, hit that subscribe and notification over on My Ordinary Life as well, if you want to see what I'm up to. And this build is available on the gallery right now. You can just search my EA ID, Auvbri. You should be able to find every single thing I've done. Or you can wait until I have finished every single one of the world, and then I'm gonna upload a save file for you guys to download. So those are the two options. Yeah, I'm just sitting here looking at it. I'm honestly really proud. I think it turned out super cool. It's definitely a vibe. It's a vibe. It looks horrifically gothic and just like the right place where the Goth family would live. So I'm super proud of it. But again, tell me what you think about it in the comment section down below. And coming to an end here, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Hit this video with a like if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload, go live or whatever. And that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And I really hope to see everybody next time for another one. So have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. Bye.